Honestly, I'll tell you this story. I was in Centennial Park in Nashville, Tennessee, and hey, sweet girl, you're precious. I was in Nashville, Tennessee, and I remember right when Oceans had come out, I was very late to the party. I think I had heard that song a couple of times, but it was like a year after it had come out. And I remember hearing that song and being so moved and so transformed. And because I was late to the party, I'd seen kind of how it took the world by storm. You could be in a little hut church in South America, or you could be in Phoenix, and you could hear it in any church all around the world. And I remember thinking, wow, that is so profound. And I was watching this interview, and it was Joel talking about, Joel Houston's the lead guy of Hillsong United, which that's where Oceans came from. And he said, I didn't know what this song was going to be in the moment. And he found Taya, the girl who we all hear singing that song, at one of their like smaller campuses out in the hills or something of Australia, outside of Sydney. And she was leading for their youth group, and one of the band members had said, hey, Joel, there's this girl that sings out at one of the other campuses. Like, I bet she would be good for this song. I don't know, I just have a feeling about it. So he says, oh, okay, cool, sure, bring her in. They brought her in, and while she was doing warm-ups for the song, she was doing all those really, really high parts. Everybody's familiar with Oceans, that song? Okay. So she was doing all those high parts that we all hear and kind of freak out about. That's how she was warming up to the song, to become like accustomed and like comfortable. And then she was gonna sing it down, you know, you call me out upon the water. She was gonna sing it low. And he said, wait, what was that? And she was like, oh, I'm just warming up. And he said, no, you've gotta do that to the song. And I remember the sentiment of watching that video and thinking how profound the life of a song can be. The place that it starts, the place that it gets launched from, and then the arrival point into all of your ears and your car speakers and all the things. And I really pondered the journey of a song. And I remember seeing the impact that song had made on so many, on the youth and on people abroad. It was just so beautiful to me. And I prayed a prayer, and I said, Lord, I want to be a part of something that shakes the earth like that song did. I want to be a part of something that gives into the lives of so many people and revives the soul of even the weakest and hardest heart. Lord, can I be a part of some song that has that kind of, transfer, if you will, like something that profound. And I didn't know if it would ever happen. It was kind of, you know those prayers that you pray under your breath? It was one of those like under my breath prayers as I'm watching this video. And to see, that was 7 years ago that I prayed that prayer. 7 years ago that I was walking around the pond at Centennial Park in Nashville, Tennessee. I was brand new. How can it be? The first record hadn't even come out yet. And I had no idea that on the second record, You Say would be something that paralleled Oceans. So I think honestly, I just look at it as an answered prayer, and just a reminder that even the smallest whispers, those small prayers that we say under our breath, God takes those into consideration, and he cares really deeply about the things that just move your heart. So what do I feel about You Say? I feel like all of your stories have made that song all the more rich. The first time I sang it down in a demo. We wrote it within about 2 hours, sang the demo down, and I left the writing session and ran to my manager's house with the song, and I was like, you've got to hear this. It was the first song that we wrote after How Can It Be, after that record. And it was about 2 years after How Can It Be had come out, so it was my first co-write, and I was feeling like, what am I doing? Like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to write songs. Just rusty. And that was the first song that we wrote, and I rushed to her house and I said, I don't think that we're off kilter. I think that this next record's gonna be just fine. But it was a sweet moment. And you always guess with songs like that. You never know what they're really gonna do. But there was that feeling in the pit of my stomach. And I was like, Lord, if you would do something with this, this would be pretty special. So that's the story. Yeah.